mean, I said after the game, I felt good, throughout the whole game. Obviously, we just got to finish. We get in the red zone. Other than that, can't play behind the sticks. All those negative plays kind of hurt us. When it came down crunch time, and we moved the ball well, but like I said, when we get down there, we got to put the ball in the end zone.
Kyler, do you know Cam at all? Have you gotten to know him?
I've never met Cam. I've always watched him. Love watching him. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks. Growing up, so look forward to it.
Why was he one of your favorites?
Just what he brought to the game, how he plays it, swag he plays with it, or swag he plays with, and just he's one of the best to ever play. So.
What do you know about Kyle Allen if he potentially starts this week?
I really don't care. No, I'm just kidding. We went to school together. We played together. So, I don't really have control over who starts over there. That's their that's their deal. I just got to get ready to play, and whoever is their quarterback is their quarterback.
Is that difficult when you have two guys competing for the same job, like you guys were at Texas A&M, to try to maintain a really healthy relationship?
No. I did it fine at Oklahoma. I think it just depends on the guys that you have.
What would that be like if he does start his off against?
I really don't care. That is, I really. If he starts, I don't. That is my answer to that one. I don't care.
Did you guys get along there?
Yeah.
You both transferred, so ultimately it was a.
Yeah. It's a tough situation. Yeah.
What kind of the Panthers coach was saying that you're an opportunistic runner and kind of keep your eyes downfield, and then maybe if there's a lane you'll run. Is that kind of how you see it with what you do with your legs?
I'd say he's right. For me, sitting in the pocket and throwing the ball is always, my first choice. Haven't really got out too much this season. It's a long season, but if the opportunity presents itself, then I got to take it. But I would say he's right.
Why do you think you haven't gotten out a whole lot?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you that. Like I said, if the opportunity presents itself, then kind of feel the game, how is it going? But for the most part, week one, they had a lot of pressure on us, and week two they did too. So we'll see.
Kind of stressed as the 10% for that defense.
I think when we're going fast and we're moving, everybody's seen what we can do. It's just us finishing drives and fixing up the communication issues and stuff like that. Once we get all that fixed up, which nobody thought it was going to be perfect, from day one. So, it's only week two, moving on to week three, and we just got to be better.
What do you think of Carolina?
Of saying how much you hate losing.
Mm-hmm.
What is it like for you right now, 2 weeks in, no wins?
I think it's a little different than college, just because college, you lose a game, you might not be able to make it to the playoffs or, have a chance to be in the national championship, which was always the expectation at OU. So, in the NFL, you lose one game. I'm never a fan of losing any games, but season's not over, and you can't really dwell on it, even though it definitely hurts. But you can't dwell on it just because everybody's great in this league. So you hang on to it too much, you get beaten the next week. So you just got to move on. Prepare each and every week the same way, and just try to get better each day. So that's the focus right now.
What do you make of Carolina's defense out of what you watched so far in film?
They've always had a great defense. I know they're 0-2 right now, but at the same time, we don't really approach it that way. Still approaching it. For us, it's about us and us getting better. But I know they got some great players over there. We'll have to be ready.
When you saw Detroit stay in their lanes in the second half and not really trying to put a lot of pressure on you, do you think teams are trying to take away your running ability in the way they're defending you?
I don't know. I think you got a spy or whatever. I don't know. I think we've been pretty successful offensively, the first 2 weeks. Obviously, week one we started slow, but against the Ravens, they're a playoff contending team. I think we moved the ball pretty well.
You look at David Johnson's touchdown Sunday, though. Two guys were coming out on you, and they were letting them touch into the end zone.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the DN didn't do his job.
After 2 weeks, you
encouraged because, like you said, the plays are there, or are you discouraged because you guys are so close but not getting in the end zone, or a little bit of both? How do you approach that?
I mean, I think it's a little bit of both, but I would say more so encouraging just because, we're really close. I know, the narrative around the league is, or, around the world is just, how bad we were last year, but for us to be where we are now, new coach, new quarterbacks, new system, I think, we're really close. Obviously, it's going to take time, but, I think we just got to keep working hard, and, we'll see.
You mentioned watching Cam over the years. In the time we've seen you so far, you're not afraid to mix up your game day outfits. Is that something you watch for with him?
Nah, I try to do my own thing. He's up there, but no, I try to do my own thing.
In regards to your running, do you ever think big picture about not wanting to take hits for the longevity of your career, or is it just not wanting to get smacked in the moment?
I think more so in the moment. I'm not really thinking about years to go. Obviously that's in the back of your head, but when you're in battle, it's got to be in the back of your head. So I'm not really thinking about that in the moment.
What's the issue in the red zone with the lack of touchdowns?
We just got to be better. That's what I can tell you. It's frustrating, yeah. But we got to be better, and we will be, so.
Hey Cardinals fans, hope you're enjoying this video. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel and tune in every Thursday morning at 10 a.m. to our unnamed fantasy football show.
There's a lot of building, a lot of things that we got to correct. But I'm encouraged where we're at. I'm encouraged with the guys, the attention to detail that we have, and the want to get better.
Defensively, when you guys give your offense a chance to win the ball game late, twice in the fourth quarter, that's got to be something you guys can build off of.
Yeah.
It stops when you need to, right?
Wish we would have got it a third time. That's how I see it. Obviously you go out there every situation expecting to win, and that 4-minute situation is key. And so when we are backed up like that and have our backs against the wall and we got to get a stop, for that third time to go give the ball back to our offense, we got to do it. So like I said, good things, bad things, got to continue to improve.
How different is Carolina's offense when Cam is in there than when, say, Kyle's going to maybe be in there on Sunday?
Yeah, we'll see what happens, man. I don't want to speculate, but I don't know. I think we're preparing for Cam. I think Cam's going to play. Personally, he's a competitor. He plays hard. He plays hurt. So who's to say he's not going to do it again?
With tight end coverage, is there any themes in the first 2 weeks of what you guys were doing or seeing, or was it just different stuff?
Tight end coverage?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. They found ways to. A couple of them are, first couple games they've been guys falling down, getting back up, guys through the zone from the other side of the field, from play fake run action in the B gap to him leaking out. They're trying to scheme ways to get it. So through our zones. So we just got to be disciplined in our coverage, and we'll be fine. Not worried about that.
In terms of a challenge from Lamar Jackson and the way he was running and passing and he was throwing accurate balls, where's that rank, the degree of difficulty?
I told him after the game I have a ton of respect for him, for his game. When you go into a game like that, you've got a dual threat quarterback. You try to make him one-dimensional if possible. And it seemed like, when we were in more sticky coverage, he was scrambling. And when we were in more zone coverage with eyes on him, he was, picking apart the zone. So it's tough. You've got a quarterback like that can do everything and make the right decisions, make the right throws. It's tough on a defense. So, a lot of respect for him and that offense.
You mentioned how everything is slowed down in year 2 for him. Do you see a little bit of Kyler? Do you wonder, okay, that's where Kyler could be trending once things slow down for the rookie?
I've been super impressed with Kyler since day one. It doesn't seem like things are going extremely fast for him. Since he's been here, he's had a confidence, he's had a poise, he's had a calmness to him, like he's meant to be a professional, meant to be right here leading this team. So, obviously we all got room to improve. We're all striving to be better. But since day one of him being here, he's been impressive.
You talk about the challenges Lamar brings. Is that life in the NFL where after you face a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback like that, you got Cam Newton another Heisman nominee.
Yeah, that's it, man. You know, and it's just part of it. You know, it's part of it. It's part of the league, and it's part of what makes these teams unique. You know, they each bring a different flavor. Even though some may say Cam's a dual threat quarterback, you know, he's been doing it for a long time and has won a lot of games. So you just, again, it's more about us than it is about them. You know, we got to be disciplined in what we do and continue to get better.
I mean, he's earned that right. You watch the way he practiced, the way he made plays all spring in camp, and we knew he could be a weapon for us. And anytime he's out there, you know, defenses have to respect him and know where he's at, and whether it's underneath stuff or down the field, he's going to make a play on the ball for you. And so for a young quarterback, it's definitely a security blanket.
When you watched film the last couple of years and saw he was mostly catching short passes, intermediate passes, did you think there's a part of his game that maybe wasn't taken advantage of?
Yeah, I don't know if I before being around him and watching him practice, knew what he was about, except I was a fan from afar. And then you get around him, you see the plays he can make on the football, the work ethic, what he puts into it, and we knew he could be a big part of this offense.
His hands are known to be some of the best maybe ever. What did you think when you kind of first started seeing him make some of these catches?
Yeah, I mean, like some of the coaches that have been here, Cam, Turner, and Stephen Hayden, are just like, yeah, you haven't seen anything yet. And I was like, wow. And it just continues to amaze you. And he understands he's not going to get the separation at times that he once did, but he has a lot of trust in his hands and his body control and his ability to position himself to make those plays. And so he wants us to trust him and give him a chance on some of those 50-50 balls.
Someone who's been around the game for a while, do you still get impressed by players and plays?
Oh, yeah. I'm a huge fan of the game, and particularly guys that do it the right way and have their entire career. A guy like him, you see the work he puts into him. He stays after every single practice and catches footballs. You know, he's the last one to leave the field. And so when guys like that make plays and have success, it just, you know, that's what it's all about.
When you're able to work in more deep balls for Larry, how much flexibility does that add to the rest of the receiving group?
I think it opens things up, showing he has that type of impact. Definitely defenses have to know where he's at and aware of him. And sometimes, you know, even last week they're doubling him or shading the safety that way, and that can help other guys out.
Hassan obviously had been hurt for a good chunk of training camp, but he seemed to get back to pretty close to full 100% in terms of the defense. What have you seen from him? Do you feel like he's still got a long way to make up for what he missed, or is he playing at a pretty decent level right now?
Athletically, he's everything you want in a linebacker. I think the progression of playing stand-up position at a high level week in, week out versus all kinds of offenses, that comes with time, and he's still learning that position, and he's been in 3 different schemes the last 3 years, and it's going to take time, but you see the athleticism, you see the toughness, you see him playing hard the entire game and flying around the football, and you can build off that.
You've obviously been using 10 personnel a ton this year, partially because you've been throwing the ball, whatever. And generally speaking, what kind of stress does 4 wides put on in defense?
I think it varies team to team, and it depends what type of defensive back depth you have, if you will. But we want to mix it up each week and use different personnel groups just like everybody else. We just happen to use that one probably more often than other people.
I know you used Deontay Thompson out there to start the other day, and I'm sure a lot of that had to do with Lamar. But what have you seen out of Deontay that you're comfortable using him in some defensive situations right now?
Continual improvement, I think, first and foremost. He came here with a great football background. I mean, nobody does it better in college football than Alabama. His football IQ, understanding of the game, preparation, attention to detail, all those things were through the roof when we got him. And now he's getting comfortable in our system, and he's played in big games. The moment's not too big for him. So there's a lot of factors that have helped him find his way to the field pretty early.
Was part of that to get Buddha into the box more because he's a good tackler if they were doing some of that run game stuff?
It was. We wanted to keep eyes on Lamar as much as we could and have some smaller bodies that we felt like could run with him. I mean, it's a challenge to whoever you are to run with him, but that was the plan initially.
Kliff, it's been 2 games now for Kyler. What was different week 2 from week 1?
There was definitely a comfort level, I think, earlier in the game. I think that 4th quarter against Detroit, he started to realize the speed of the game, how he had to play, the decision-making had to happen quickly. And I mean, he's just scratching the surface. As this thing goes along, it's going to really slow down for him. And as many reps as he's got, those continue to add up. And you can't, simulate the live game experience. And I just think each week, even when we have our off games or we have our tough games, he's going to get better for it. And that's the mindset we all have, and that's the mindset he has. He wants to win every game. He wants to make every throw. But he also knows that it's going to be a process, and we're just going to continue to get better.
You said Monday you were going to look at the right tackle position. Will Justin start for you again this Sunday?
We're going to work through that. We like the two guys we brought in, and Jordan and Justin, and so they're going to practice this week and see where it goes.
There's been 3 teams. I know it's early in your NFL coaching process, and you guys are relatively healthy right now, but there's 3 teams today that are, instead of going through the hard Wednesday practice, are basically doing walkthroughs. What's your philosophy on that? Would you ever be willing to gear back, especially this early in the season, on a regular practice? I mean, would that be good enough preparation for you as a coach?
I think so. I think you have to have a feel for your team. And last week, after playing an overtime game, we backed off quite a bit and felt like we needed that type of recovery. And a lot of teams are heading that way, and a lot of really good teams and really good coaches are having success doing it that way. And I think everybody's going to, start to lean more that way. Wednesday is pretty soon after a very violent physical game, and got to make sure those guys are ready to go.
How well do you know Kyle Allen?
I recruited Kyle briefly. He was like the #1 prospect in the country, so he probably threw all our letters away and red buttoned me every time I called him. But I remember watching him. He was very, very talented. He played for one of my good friends there at Texas A&M, and they speak very highly of him. And then it was great to see him last year when he played. He played his tail off in that game in New Orleans, and I've always had a very high regard of him as a player.